Welcome to a special edition of the Referrals podcast. Introducing our new Daily Dose. We've assembled the ultimate crisis response team for your business. Generous leaders from around the globe teaming up to teach, guide, and lead you through this time of isolation and quarantine. Now let's meet your host, Michael J. Maher.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael J. Maher. What is up? We are ready for episode number 4 of the Daily Dose, your daily dose of positivity and productivity. I have to tell you, the response has been off the charts. We're making a difference. I love it. People are making the centerpiece of their day, the masterpiece of their day. They're hinging this as a linchpin right in the middle of the day. They're doing stuff right up to it. They're coming here, they're implementing afterwards, and then they're doing something else right afterwards. I love how you have taken this, time blocked it into your schedule, and made it a part of every single day, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And today, for those of you that are homeschooling, we are doing Spirit Day. So I am wearing a Royal shirt, and underneath my Royal shirt, I have a... there we go. I have a Cardinals, shirt right there. And then I've got my Braves hat on. And you might go, well, how do you root for 3 teams? And I have to tell you that a long time ago, my dad said that I asked him, like, do you root for anybody besides the Royals? It was baseball season. And my dad goes, yes, we root for the Royals and anybody that's playing the New York Yankees. And I thought about it in that moment. And by the way, I mean, you know, we hated the Yankees because we were the Royals, and it was always the Royals and the Yankees in the playoffs. And undoubtedly, the Yankees would break our heart a little bit. But it's one of those where I just thought at that moment, it's like, oh, we can root for more than one team. So I became a St. Louis Cardinals fan. And my dad had some connections to this family called the Boyers, which Ken and Cleet, and there was another Boyer who played for the Cardinals. So they played for the Cardinals too. So there was like a connection. And at the time, the American League didn't play the National League unless it was the World Series. So they never played each other. So I never had to root against the Royals or the Cardinals until 1985, which is when the Royals and the Cardinals were in the World Series together. So bottom line is that I'm a Royals fan, I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm a Braves fan now that I've moved to Atlanta. And you know what? You can root for more than one team too. So if you like a lot of teams, it's all good, you know? Now, when they play each other, you're going to have to make some choices. And sometimes those are difficult choices, but they aren't even close to the tough decisions that we talked about that a leader has to make yesterday with Hergy. A lot of tough decisions going on right now. And I also know, you know, I've got different hats here, right? I've got the Braves hat. I've got the Royals World Series hat, right? I've got the Cardinals hat. I've got a Chiefs hat. I've got a lot of different hats. And I know that a lot of you are wearing a lot of different hats right now. And I just want you to know that, listen, it's okay to drop the ball when you're wearing a different hat. It's okay to not be the homeschooling teacher of the year, right? I just want you to know, you are teacher of the year. You know why I know that? Because you're the only teacher in the house. So you might have to share it with a spouse. You guys are the teachers, co-teachers of the year this year. But you're also wearing the mom hat, the dad hat, the business hat, a lot of you are wearing the landscaper hat, the cleaner hat. You're wearing a ton of hats right now. And I just want you to know it's okay. It's all good if you drop the ball in one area. And here's the other thing. It's okay to unplug. You know, if you need to go and just unplug from all of it, go do it. Today, I have to tell you that we have one of the most special people I know, one of the top lenders in the world. And I'm not talking top female lenders or top male lenders. I mean, one of the top lenders in the world runs a robust, strong, powerful team. And she's with Wells Fargo. She's out of Minnesota. And I would like to welcome with open arms to the Daily Dose, Stefani Havel. Stefani, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
I'll tell you, it's going fantastic today. It's not always that way, right? We have our highs and lows during the day, and it is what it is. Sometimes technology challenges us, but you know, we make do and we make it happen. But I'm going to preface this by saying, listen, if you have your kid home today, which if you've got kids, you've got them home, go get them. Go get them and have them watch the screen with you. If you, and I know many of you are like, no, go away. I need to focus on this. I appreciate that. Today is different. Today is a message for everyone. I have my son in here. Max is in the room with me. He's going to participate.
Yeah.
I'm going to share with you what he comes up with. Max, you want to come here real quick? Yeah, he'll share later. He's a little shy. So, so today's for everybody. And the other thing is share. Everybody needs to be doing a watch party on your main page. If you don't know how to do that, just go up to the upper right. It says, or hit share and then go up to the upper right, and you can share it on your personal page. You can share it on a group. You can share it on a business page. But today is one to share, because we are going to share such a universal and powerful message of positivity and productivity today that I want everybody to hear it. I want everybody to hear it. So Stefani, I think the first thing is right off the bat is, you know, you've got a story that's associated with how you developed this name game exercise that we're going to do today. Tell us how this all started.
Right. So, and I apologize. I'm a Minnesota Twins fan. I don't have my Twins hat on, but
It's all good. I'm a Joe Maher fan, so I love Joe Maher. So he's a twin and legendary twin. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So so really what it is, it's a mindset system, and I've used it for a big part of my life, and learned it a long time ago and just kind of brought it back. But it's really something that really resonated with me. And when I started working with you, Michael, and I've used it with my family, my friends, nieces and nephews, and coworkers, and so forth. And so it's a mindset system, and it's using the letters of your name. So the backstory to how it all came about is, I am, and who I am is, so my name is Stefani. I spell it a little differently, Stefani. I'm Italian. And so growing up, I had a really great family. My family unit was really close. My mom, my dad, brothers and sisters, and I was going out to college, and I was in the time of my life, like many of us were in 2019, right? It was a great time. It was 1987. I was in my third year of college. So I'm dating myself there. And, but life was good. I was going to college. I was on the university dance team. I was, had a great boyfriend who was on the university hockey team, and everything was great. And it was finals week in November of 1987. And I was preparing for my finals, and it was wintry, blustery up in Duluth, Minnesota, University of Minnesota, Duluth. And so anyways, I was at my house and I was getting my stuff ready. I was going to go over to my friend's apartment, and we were going to prepare our papers and things for our finals. And all of a sudden there was a knock at the door. Okay. And there was a policeman at my door. And I thought, oh, great. I know.
What'd my boyfriend do? That's what you were thinking. I know what you were thinking. Right. Yeah. All good.
So I knocked at my door, and I thought, oh gosh, here was this policeman. I was illegally parked. I was in a no parking zone, a snow zone. They're going to tow me. And, please give me a break. I'm a poor college student. I just ran home here for something. And he said, well, I have something for you. I thought he was giving me his phone number, but it wasn't. It was a different phone. It was a different phone number. And he said, are you Stefani Havel? He said, your father's been trying to get a hold of you. And your landline has been busy, so for any of us, pre-millennials, there was no text, no pager, no cell phones, no emails, nothing, just the old landline. Right. And she said, your dad's been trying to get a hold of you. So, okay, I called this number, and sure enough, pick up the phone and there's my dad on the other end of the line. And my dad said, Stephanie, your mom died today. Mm. Mama died today. And it just over, like, what do you mean? Like, no, not my mom. This doesn't happen to me. This is not my life, right? Everything was great. My parents were happily married. Family was doing great. I was in college, family, friends, everything. How does this happen to somebody like me? This doesn't happen to our family.
Exactly. This doesn't happen to us, right? This happens to other people. This is what I read about in the newspaper and watch on the news. This is, this can't be happening to me right now, right? Huge shock.
And so similar to what we're going through, right? I mean, we started 2020 off pretty good. And all of a sudden, whoa, who was prepared for this? I was not prepared as a 19-year-old college student to live life without my mom. Mm-hmm. So, but what I remember, I mean, obviously all of that was really a blur. And so I moved home, but what I really remember was something that happened 8 days later. And so I went home and we went through, the burial proceedings and everything like that. And my mom had passed away on a Sunday, but what I remembered was the following Monday. So 8 days later. And I just got up early and I was sitting at the kitchen table and there was my dad, Rudy, rustling around in the kitchen as he'd done for the past 20 some years. Mm-hmm. He was a sales manager for Sears and he was packing up his brown bag lunch and getting all of his papers ready. And I said, what are you doing? Where are you going? He said, well, I'm going to work and I want to know when you're going to go back to school. Mm-hmm. I said, what do you mean? Go back to school, go back to work. Mom just died 8 days ago. It's
the end of the world as I know it.
Right. I mean, it's over. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? My mom was always there for me, telling me, how to live life and how to go about things and all that kind of stuff. And I just said, I just want to go back to bed, pull the covers over my head. Can't we just be sad? People are bringing us food. And I just want to live in that zone. And my dad said, well, I'm going to tell you something, Stephanie. He said, the sun rises and the sun sets every single day. And you have a choice. You can get up when the sun rises and you can do something with your day and make a difference. Or you can let that sun set and just do nothing. Leave those covers over your head and never make a difference, never go anywhere, never do anything. And I said, of course, well, I understand that, but I don't know how. I don't have the energy. That was kind of something my mom would always do, right? She was my cheerleader and helping me get through it. And so was my dad. And I just didn't know how to deal with this was my new life, my new normal. And my dad said, do you know who you are? Do you know what your name is? Well, yes. Of course, Dad, I know who I am. I'm Stephanie. And he said, no, do you know who Stephanie is? And I really wasn't sure. And he, stood me up.
Where he was going with this. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Stood me up, put his arms around my shoulders and looked me in the eye. And he said, Stephanie.
This is where you thought he might tell you that you're adopted, right? Or Stephanie, I finally have a message for you, or
well, you're on your own. I'm cutting you off.
Here's how you got your name, right?
No college fund, no nothing.
Yeah.
And he said, do you know who you are? He said, Stephanie, you are a strong, talented, energetic, fierce, amazing, never quits, inspiring young lady. Wow. That's who you are. Those are the letters of your name. That's who you are. And that's how you're going to get through this. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to get up because you are strong. And you're going to go back to school and finish school and have a career because you're talented and you have the energy. And my God, girl, you are fierce. You're going to get through this with fierce. And you're amazing. I think you're amazing. And you never quit. You've never quit from the day you were born. And you're inspiring. You're inspiring to me and you're inspiring to other people. And I want you to believe that. I want you to know that every day. I want you to tell yourself, look in the mirror, you are Stephanie, and that's how you are going to do it.
Boom. I love your dad and I've never met him. First of all, he's using acronyms. And second of all, he had a speech for you. He didn't use his name. He used your name and he pretty much nailed you in like 7 letters right there as far as who you are, strong, talented, energized, fierce. What was the A again? And I know it's
amazing.
Never quit. What?
Amazing,
never quits, and inspiring. Boom. Which I mean, what a great place to come from, and what a great, speech. not to go down a separate path, but I think of like when Jesus, somebody came up to him and said, well, Jesus, they're dead. And he goes, well, let the dead bury the dead, right? It's very, very strong, harsh message at that moment. And your
Right.
dad kind of had a similar attitude, but maybe his message was even better than Jesus's at that time, or at least more gentle, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those where I want to stop and pause right now. And I want to give people the opportunity to truly experience like what you have done with your name. So take us through the exercise of like, how do we do this for us?
Right. Awesome. Well, if you choose, so I, thanks to Nikki, I did create a Facebook group. So it's the name game and I am affirmations. And on that page, or you can just do it on a piece of paper. So you can write your name vertically if you can download that heart, or just vertical on a piece of paper, just write down the left side of the page.
All right. We're going to do this right now in the comments. So everybody in the comments below, I want you to put your name, right, in vertical, in vertical, which if it was Michael, you would have M, and then I want you to put a word. And then I want you to hit enter, which means your next line. You know what? Does that actually enter the comment, or can you do that vertically? I wonder if you can do that vertically. For those of you,
you should hit the letter and then hit return, so you should be able to.
Maybe. We'll have to figure that out. But the bottom line is I want you to take each letter of your name, and I want you to put a word next to it, right? And
it can be a word and a word or a phrase. And it's really, again, if you think about my story, and I've done this with so many people, and a lot of people have already shared their names on the Facebook group, which is so awesome. And again, it's who you really believe you are. It's how are we going to get through this, right? What is our new normal, and how am I going to do this? And when we're all out networking and we're talking to people and somebody says, so Stephanie, tell me about yourself. Who are you? Well, I'm a strong, talented, energetic, fierce, amazing, never quit, inspiring woman.
Boom.
Some people might look at you like, well, what does that mean? Well, strong. I've had to endure some things, and it really opens up so much dialogue with people. And I hope, like I said, if your kids are listening, what a great way for parents and kids. And I know when you did this with Max, Max was mighty, awesome, and extreme, right? And you said Max is extreme. He is all of those things. And what's so great is when others are choosing the words. I've had friends, and I can think of words that, start with different letters for them, but it's who they are. It's who they believe that they are.
Yeah.
My dad is Rudy. He's resilient. He's unstoppable. He's determined. And his why is yippee! Because at 80 years old, he is still a fun, happy, I just love that guy. And yippee to him represents happiness. So it can be a phrase. Also, I shared the story with one of my friends, Amanda, and her D was, I'm a damn good mom.
There you go.
So think about those things about really what your name, again, not only means to you, but how you want to live out your name and other people to see you, and how you're going to leverage that affirmation to get through those challenging times. When you're, like I said, when I was struggling, even, I still have my days. My job can be really stressful, managing the team and mortgages and our industry and everything. But I will tell myself that I'm going to get through this because I am strong. And I will succeed because I believe I'm talented and I have the energy, and I will fight, and I'm going to be fierce to get this job done. And I'm going to feel amazing when I'm going through it. And I'm not going to quit. My team knows that about me. My family, my friends know I don't quit. I'm going to keep going. And through all of it, if I can be inspiring, that's what I'm passionate about. And I hope I just want to inspire other people to feel really great about who you are. When you put your name, here's mine right here. It's my heart. It's on my office wall. I can look at it. I say it when my alarm goes off in the morning. That's what scrolls across my phone screen on my alarm is those words. And that's how I start my day, is knowing what I'm about. And you can also change it up. Sometimes when I'm at my gym and I'm working out, I'm feeling tough. I don't know about talented, but I have to tell myself I'm tough. I have energy. I'm feeling fabulous. I'm feeling fit. I got this. That's my eye when I'm working out. I got this. I got this. I can do this. I can do it because I'm Stephanie. And I go through those letters really quickly. And it really just resonates because it's my name.
Wow. Right? That's on fire right there, people. So here's the thing. Now, first of all, as you guys were typing in, the whole hit enter thing was not good advice by me. So now I will tell you, though, that we have a really good thesaurus going in the comments because people are typing a letter and a word and then hitting enter, even though it's like not in order. I know Tommy with an H and Lisa somehow got their name to come out right. And they put their 4 letters. Somehow you guys got that to format correctly. How the heck did you do that? Right? How did you guys use shift and enter? So instead of just hitting enter, you're going to press shift and then hit enter, and you can start your name on the left and it lines up perfectly. Thank you, Tommy. So here's the deal, right? Is first of all, Max, what did you put? Come on over here, buddy.
Well, and again, too, Michael, if you guys, if you would all share on the name game, what am I? Or who am I? What is my name affirmation? Facebook group. Yeah. I would love to see, there's some great resources too of people that have already uploaded their names, and it'd be great to have you share with me your names, not only in the comment section, but on the group page as well.
Yep. And we're going to give the link to that page here in a second. And I'm going to strongly suggest how to get there and what to do over there and to get over in Stephanie's group and where that can go and where you can take that is just amazing. So we've got Maher here, right? And his name is Max, right? So Max did this exercise a couple of years ago with Stephanie. And then at Referral Mastery Summit last November, we had Stephanie do this, and we had everybody print out a red heart that said, I am, and then they put their name vertically on the page, and then they put, there it is. And by the way, that download is in the group right now, and you will be able to see it as part of the unit. Thank you, Mandy Thacker, for making that happen. And so Max, what did you put as your words? And they've changed, Stephanie, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
At one time it was mighty, amazing, extreme, which I have to say was like a home run because Max is mighty, he's amazing, and he is somewhat extreme. So, all right. So what do you got now?
I have mighty, ambitious, and zero fight.
Zero fight. So he tried to come up with an X word other than X-Man. So what is a zero fight?
A zero fight is a plant adopted for life and growth with unlimited resources. So
it's Xerophyte, and I'd never heard of the word before, and I have a fondness for words. So it's a plant adapted for life and growth with unlimited supply and resources.
Can you type that in, Michael, so we can see? That is, what an amazing word.
Yeah. So why'd you pick that word? That's an amazing word.
I picked it because it said, the definition is adopted for life and growth.
Very cool. And that's amazing. I never heard that word before. And, this homeschooling thing may work after all.
And Michael, would you have chosen that word, that X word for Max? I mean, as a parent, right?
I didn't even know it, so I couldn't have chosen it very easily.
Right.
So, that's what
is so great is your kids are choosing the words that resonate with them and their life and how they want to be.
So everybody is posting in the comments. You're posting your words and you're posting your name with words next to it. And some of you just learned how to use shift enter. And if you get nothing else from this whole thing, you're so happy right now because you now know how to hit enter in your chat sessions and in your Facebook lives, right? So we have Jennifer Scarpero put joyful, energetic, never quits, napalm. I got this. Fierce, expressive, real. Amy Stair is saying, I wish I had a longer name. AMY. So I love it. Gina Groman said, genuine, effective, negotiator, authentic. And Max Maher is getting a lot of props too. And Stephanie, you're getting a ton of people thanking you on this as well. And I have to tell everybody is, thank you, Max. I appreciate that. All right. Is here's the thing that I really want to just reinforce. And I reinforced this after Stephanie spoke at Referral Mastery Summit. And it's I really want you and your kids to hear this message. If your kid is not on right now, this is your homeschooling assignment of the day, is sit down with your son, your daughter, your spouse, whoever happens to be in the house with you, and have them do Stephanie's name game exercise. Have them write their name on a piece of paper or in the heart and have them put a word next to it. And here's the thing, and this is a very important point, is how many of you picked negative words? How many of you picked negative words? Now, many of you know that I love this because it is an acronym and it is an affirmation. So let's call it an affirmation. Let's call it an acclamation. We're going to call it an acclamation, right?
I like
acronymation. How about that? So it's an affirmation and an acronym. But here's the difference. It's your name. And we didn't say don't put negative words. You had 100% choice on what words to select. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you really feel about yourself. This is how you really feel. Like, yeah, I know you beat yourself up. You've got that voice in your head that sometimes fills you with doubt, especially in a time like this. But you know what? This is really you. These words are really you. You know why? Because you chose them. You can't say, I feel bad, or I'm not good, or I'm trash, or I'm not worth anything, or I don't have value. You know why? Because you just showed that, you know what? You're full of positive words. You're full of positive.
And Michael, back when I remember when I was a child, and I think they still do the coat of arms, as a family, when you're home together, make your last name. So for Amy, those of you that have shorter first names, make your last name, right? Like, so we're the Havels. I'm a Havel still. I've never been married. My last name is the same it's always been, Havel. We are hopeful, appreciative, victorious, extraordinary leaders. That's who the Havels are.
I love it.
Make your family name. So you all have your first names, but together as a family, decide on what your last name is. Who are you? Who are the Havels? We're hopeful, appreciative, victorious, extraordinary leaders. When you're a Havel, that's who you are. That's what we mean, and that's how we go after things.
I love it. And the key here is you're forming it together. That wasn't Stephanie's word for Havel. That's her together. Is, form your last word together. Don't be you picking out all the words. Form it as a family, as a team. And like I said, it's one of those where the power is that we can know, yes, we're going to experience doubt. We're going to experience confusion. We're going to lack certainty in some moments. But the bottom line is you picked positive words to describe yourself. And guess what? This should go up on your mirror. This should go up on your phone. This should be everywhere you have. And you know what? You should be proud of your name, and you should be proud of the acronym that you made with your name, right? Nicole Aldaz just said she's going to do it with all 9 of her kids. 9 kids. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Like Einstein once said, don't worry about your math problems, for mine are far greater. Nicole Aldaz says, don't worry about your homeschool problems, for mine are far greater. 9 kids. Can you imagine? I have 1, and it's like, right? So 9, it's just like, that's a classroom. It's like we have a 1-to-9 ratio on class size.
She's trumping Mandy Thacker now with the 8.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody could have more kids than Mandy. But Nicole's got 9 going. Here's the thing, right? Is I'm going to actually share my screen because Stephanie has inspired me, and I think the thing is where this starts is so simple. It starts with your name, and it starts with assigning words to each of the letters in your name, which is just the true root of an acronym, But but you're not choosing like just random word. Like my last name is Maher, making a home everyone's reality, which is what I used for years with the real estate company. And it's one of those where, you know what? I didn't choose making a home everyone's reality, right? With Michael, I chose positive words to describe myself. And that's a beautiful thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share the screen, and I'm going to bring up like one of my favorite poems of all time. And you know what? I'm going to bring this up because somebody here needed to hear it. And this is called Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. And here's the thing, right? She starts it with, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. You know, I'm going to repeat that.
Mhm.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Very important message. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We're born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine like a lighthouse, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, breaking chains, our presence automatically liberates others. You know, it's not our fear of failure. It's not our fear of the darkness. It's our fear of success and how much we could really do if we really put our mind to it. And the thing with this is exactly what the exercise that Stephanie says is like, oh crap, I really did choose all positive. I really do think positively about myself. I really do have self-esteem. I really am awesome. Oh crap. That means I've got to do something awesome. That means I've got to be awesome. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, but it does mean you are awesome. At your root, you do think you're awesome. And you know what? This is the time for awesome people to stand up. This is the awesome time for people to step up. This is a hiccup, not a backup. This is a hiccup. This is going to be over, and we're going to figure it out, right? I mean, I have this on my phone, right? This is my backdrop on my phone, right?
Yeah, and it is like, and like I said, it's so great. I mean, really, and sometimes, you know, when I do this a lot when I'm out, even just in networking events, casual, people ask me what I do, you know, for a job or for my career. And, you know, obviously first and foremost, I'm at Wells Fargo and my mortgage, but then I really like to get into my passion about public speaking and, you know, what do you talk about? And, you know, sometimes people do, especially I think sometimes women, we struggle to think of words or phrases about ourselves. So that's why I really encourage you, when you get solid in your words and using your name, it also helps a little bit because you have to use those letters of your name, and it can be a phrase, and it may change over time.
That's right.
Depending on your situation. But when you're going through tough times like right now, think about it. Who is the person that you want to be right now when you're going through this crisis and going through these issues and having to lead your family or your kids or your coworkers? How do you want to lead? Who do you want to be? And make those words and phrases part of your name. And so you can share that when I'm feeling tough or challenged right now. I got this. I'm strong. I can do it. I'm talented. I have the energy. I'm fierce. You know it. I'm going to make it happen. So really think about those words and how it can resonate to get you through those challenging times.
I love it. And here's the other thing is everybody's different, right? I mean, we had two Moniques in a row, and both the Moniques had different words. Can you imagine having a Q in your name and trying to figure out what the Q is for, right?
Right.
And that's where maybe it's really helpful to be able to, what is it?
Yep. Their Q's were
Oh, they picked the Q and the U were actually the same words. What was the Q? Monique, what was the Q? Was it quirky? Was it quiet? No, that does not fit you. Right?
Right.
What was it? So we'll figure out what that was in a second. There's 2 Nancys in a row who posted, and their letters were all different, you know? So what's cool about this is we're all unique, and we all choose unique adjectives to figure out who we are. And the thing is so many, I think a lot of people might be underestimating the power and, I mean, here's the thing. People chose a word for 2020. How's that working for you right now? Right? I mean, so everybody's like, okay, I threw that word out. That's obviously, I need a different word, you know? And so I'm going to ask everybody that, guess what? Your word for 2020 is your name.
Mhm.
And it is the acronym with the words next to each letter of your name. And this is your word for 2020. Your one word is your name and the acronym that it spells out. I want you to put it everywhere. Here's the other thing is we talk about each one, teach one. Share this on your Facebook. Share this exercise and say, hey, make a name or make a word, make words with each of the letters of your name. You know, let's call it the name game because that's what Stephanie calls it. And then give Stephanie credit and then encourage people to join her group because it's a super, super positive and energetic group. Very inspiring, and the sky's the limit on that group. I encourage you to check out that Facebook group called What's in a Name Game, the name game. So I also just say, hey, share it. Share it. This is a fun thing that is very important for people to do right now. We're all seeking some positive in this sea of negativity and things that are going on. And I just encourage you to play the name game with at least one other person by the end of today, and that is your action item.
And the family name, Michael. So your last name with your family. If you're going on a family walk, you're playing a game, and think about it. Take some time. And who does your family want to be? What is your coat of armor for your family? What is your family name, and what does that mean? You know, again, the Havels were hopeful. We're what did I say? Now I forgot it already. I should know it. We're hopeful, appreciative, victorious, extraordinary leaders. That's who the Havels.
I love it. I love having the word leader in there. That's a great word. And we are all leaders. And I have to tell you that, Stephanie, I love this exercise. And once again, I hope people don't get lost in the simplicity of it. And where they do get lost is, you know what? I am positive about myself. I do have high self-esteem. I'm no longer going to be scared or fearful of failure or my success. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to be all I can be. And Stephanie, I have to tell you, this was a rocking episode. I appreciate you so much. Every time you get better at delivering it and helping people with this. And yes, right? So I just really appreciate you and just really appreciate your sharing this amazing exercise with everybody. Thank you so much.
No, it's my pleasure, and thanks for having me. And I think, are you still magnificent, Michael? Is that what your #1 M is?
So right now it would be, what would I put?
Master?
Maybe mastery, maybe mindset, right? Maybe, I think it was magnificent, right? Wasn't that the one I used before? And
when we did our podcast, I think that was your word, but I like it. You are magnificent. I mean, what you're doing for everybody out here on the Daily Dose and the Generosity Generation is magnificent. I don't know that, but again, that's my word for you too.
Yeah, I think I've done magnificent. I think I've done magical. I think I've done, I don't know. I have to go back and check. I had the exercise done and I have it all up on my wall. And I didn't take it off the wall. Motivational, right? Might have been one of them.
For sure, yeah.
So anyway, I just really appreciate you. 30, 40 minutes flies by. And thank you so much for being on today. Stephanie, you rock. Love you.
It's my pleasure. And thanks for everybody for sharing your name. It really, truly it means the world to me that you're sharing that with me. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, first thing, everybody, is go join her group. What's in a Name? The Name Game with Stefani Havel. It's easy to find. Second thing is I want you to share this on your personal page or in the groups that you have created, and just have some fun with people creating their names, and come up with some fantastic adjectives and some great words. Tomorrow we have Tristan Ahumada, who leads a group of over 100,000 people. He's going to be in here to talk about how to do business remotely. He is a great entrepreneur. He does very, very well in the real estate space, but he's also speaking in many different spaces at this point. And the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the daily dose of positivity and productivity. And I truly believe that you should make the centerpiece of your day, the masterpiece of your day. You know, hinge your day around this, either right up to it or right after. Your next 30 minutes are instant implementation. You've learned, and as many of you know that have seen me speak, many times I end with an acronym called the upward spiral of life. And I truly believe we need to imagine right now an upward spiral of life. And it's like a spiral staircase, like Stairway to Heaven. Dun, dun, dun. And here's the thing, is this upward spiral staircase has steps, and we need to take the steps. And the first step has an L on it. Thank God the upward spiral staircase, or the upward spiral of life, is an acronym for life. The first step has an L on it, and it's for learn. Today you have learned something. You have learned how to take this name game. You've learned that you're more positive than you thought already. And the next step has an I on it for implementation, or implement. Learn, implement. Listen, learning without implementation is just entertainment. We're not here just for entertainment. We're here for you to grow and take yourself to the next level. And speaking of the next level, we go to the next step, and it may surprise you that it has the letter F. It may not surprise you that it has the letter F on it, but it might surprise you that the letter F in this case is for fail. Learn, implement, fail. That's right. Failing is just part of life. And not only that, but you're not going to implement perfectly. You're not. You might come up with a better word later, like Max did. So learn, implement, fail. And then the fourth step has the letter E on it, as you know, but this E is for evaluate. It's time to stop and look back at the last three steps. What did you just learn? What did you just implement? What did you just fail at? And then go, you know what? Did it feel good? Does it help me achieve my goals? Does it help me go to the next level? Is it productive? If it is, you're going to take the next step on that stairway to heaven. The next step has an L on it. And once again, it's for learn. But here's the thing. You're not learning at the same level. You're 4 steps up. You're learning at a higher level. Then you're implementing at a higher level. Then you're failing at a higher level so that you can evaluate at a higher level. And the super productive, the people who are truly at the top of the game, are the ones who run up those stairs. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. Learn, implement, fail, evaluate. Today you've learned something. My prayer, my hope is that you will now implement, knowing that you're going to fail at some degree, at some level, and then take a minute to stop, reflect, look things over, evaluate, and then take the next step and learn again. And I hope that is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with us here on the Daily Dose. Thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow on the Daily Dose.